What's up, guys? Hunter back with another fucking video, and it's dark in my room because we're making this on Sunday. So yeah, that's why it's dark, and my lights are off. Kind of just chilling, so hopefully it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I just want to talk about some of the stuff that I'm looking at. Like I said, I think I'm going to focus more on the JPY pairs this week. And the reason being is just because I feel like no matter what happens, the Japanese yen is the weakest pair until the end of time. Until the Bank of Japan decides to get their head out their ass and actually do something about it. But they're not going to do that because it would cause probably a giant recession. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But as of now, I know that the trajectory isn't changing. While today was going on, also gold broke all-time highs. Gold is just on a massive run right now. There's definitely going to have to be some type of pullback that's happening. And there's been some interesting things that I've been discovering while I was going through the charts. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think originally it probably will go up because I don't see much of this USD news being positive considering the current state of things. But it's jam-packed with USD news like all week. Tuesday onwards is all USD news. So it's going to be probably a very volatile week. Depending on how the news goes, it could completely go one direction. It could whipsaw. We don't really know. But later on tonight at 1:30 a.m., we will have CHF news. That's definitely a pair that I want to be looking at. When we look at DXM, just give it a second to load. Computer's running a little slow right now. So the short percentage is at 79%. I like that. Another pair that we'll be focusing on will be a DJPY. There's wrong. There's also AUD news, cash rates coming in for Monday. And Monday, more than likely, they're just going to be holding rates. So we can look at the past and see kind of how the market reacted. And majority of the time, from what I've looked at, it always reacts pretty negatively. So, and that's something I want to speak about right now. So these two pairs that I'll be watching, CHF JPY and AUD JPY. So I just want to show you guys something that I thought was pretty interesting. And it always correlates with the news that's coming out. So here's December 1st. Let's mark out November 1st right there. Beginning of October was October 2nd right there. And then we'll just do one more month. So August 1st is right here. So if you guys notice, an interesting pattern is you can see that during this time we are pretty much completely bullish, right? But a lot of times whenever these months start off, especially if it's ending off of like some type of rally or some type of like bullishness in the past week, this one started on a Monday, so or it started on Tuesday, so Monday it was going up and then Wednesday it finally came down. But there's always a small pullback right at the beginning of the month, and it normally correlates with the news from what I'm seeing. Same thing right here. This one was a really big drop. And this one was a tiny drop. And then we have this week coming up. So what I'm going to be preparing for, and I could even get like what I wanted to do was enter right now. Because I actually think that it could just drop from here. And I might place a trade like that on my account like after I get done with this video, because the news is coming out at 1:30. So this is 18. Yeah, so this is probably would be around the time that I'd want to start looking at stuff. AUD, I might think of something different because the news is coming tomorrow night. So that's not something I need to like rush right now, but the point still stands is that what I think is going to happen, even though I'll be trading against, you know, the data right here and the seasonality, even though December is typically very bullish, I'm going to trade with this pattern that I keep seeing repeating, which is going short for like the first week, first couple days in the week even, and then, you know, providing some type of reversal. So that's kind of what I'm planning for the week, even though that will be going against the long-term trend. But I've just noticed this pattern and I kind of want to test it out. Even if I do sacrifice some percentage, I'll just take it as a lesson if something goes wrong. But why is this taking so long to load? I'll just take it as a lesson if something goes wrong. Now, AUD JPY is in an interesting position because gold is on a big run, and typically gold has a big influence on the JPY pairs, but I will be watching this, and I might place a trade on this as well. Probably put the stop above there, and then at least target this, but maybe even come down and target this. So, or maybe not there, but maybe right here I would like. Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on right now. I hope that made sense. We didn't look at too much of the data right now because I think I covered it on Friday as well. The trend is bullish. We're trading counter trend, but there's reasons for me wanting to trade counter trend, and the reasons are because of this pattern that I've noticed at the beginning of the month. So, and you can even see it on AUD as well, because look, October begins here as well, and then it completely tanks, and then it's like, okay, we can go up now. You know what I mean? So, same thing. Look at this. July 31st. August happens. What happens at the beginning of August? Boom. We go down, but then we do this whole fucking dilly-dally, and it just prepares to go up. You know? So, it's setting up the trend, in my opinion. It's giving these little pullbacks at the beginning of the month, which coincides with the news to be able to push these prices lower. And then it's able to continue the trend later on when it's found some type of liquidity level or whatever it's searching for. And along with other news that can continue to push it in the true direction of the trend. So that's kind of my analysis on it right now. I'm going to actually probably put some trades on after I close off this video. But pretty simple. We're going to be trading CHF JPY and AUD JPY. And if it turns out that I was wrong, I'm going to probably give the counter trend trades 2 chances. If I get taken out today, I'll come back and maybe try again tomorrow. If not, then we'll probably just sit on our hands until we see a good buying opportunity. But there's so much of this news coming out, it's going to be really, really hard to tell, you know, what's going to happen. Friday, I think, could be potentially bullish. Same with Thursday. Wednesday, hard to tell. but USD has a lot of effect on AUD JPY simply because gold is gonna be heavily affected by everything that happens shortly. So and gold is just on a massive run, but I think that because we've come up so much, especially right at the beginning of the session, I mean, this is just opening up, we should see gold have some type of pullback, but in the long run, especially because seasonality wise, this is end of year and beginning of year is always pretty good for gold. So in the long run, we will see this continue probably, but for now, we should see this pull back and we could potentially get good buy opportunities is what I would be looking at. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll be watching gold a little bit just because it will affect AUD. But CHF JPY and AUD JPY looking for pullbacks and then looking for opportunities to get in on the long-term trend. So thank you guys for watching. That's all I got in store for y'all. This is just the weekly outlook, and let's fucking kill these markets, boys and gals, if there's any gals. So thank you guys for watching. I'll hit you with another one. I'm gonna have a schedule of putting out videos now. Last week I just did them all in a row because I just was like, I want to make videos. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be the schedule. So 3 days a week on YouTube, and then social media I'll be posting a lot more, and I'll post a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and someone's calling me now, so peace. What's up, guys? Hunter back with another video, and sorry, I'm just fixing my mic real quick because I can't hear myself. 1 second, there we go. Okay guys, we're back with another video. So this will be clipped together with the last video I did because I made a video last night, but I just want to show the update. And I may even throw in the video of my screen recording so you can see the profits. But to be honest, like, showing you guys that shit doesn't really matter to me, but I know for a fact that it gets views because people just like to see the money. Which is fine. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not gonna really explain this. This is just an update, and it's gonna go at the very end of the video I had planned. So the news came out for CHF, and it tanked, like we said, like we expected. If you've gotten to this point, then you'll know what I'm talking about. AUD JPY, just as well. We made 4%. Now these are saying they're 1 to 2s, but I've been taking about 2% risk per trade on all of my trades. So on AUD you'll see 2 separate trades, and that's because I was out while I was posting my trade when I was entering, so I didn't have the calculator. Like, there's a lot size calculator that you can use, and I just didn't have time to do it, so I was kind of like guesstimating. But luckily on MetaTrader 5, whenever you place your stop loss, it'll tell you how much you're risking. So it showed that I was risking 1%, and so I had to up the lot size and do another position. But that's why you'll see 2 positions on AUD JPY and only 1 on CHF, because on CHF somehow I guessed it correctly. But my thing is that these pairs, we'll watch and see what happens as the week progresses. My prediction, I guess you could say, my analysis is probably a better word. My analysis is that this is going to keep going lower, but if I make 4% and it's only it's literally Monday morning and I just cashed out through Sunday night. I mean, if you're not taking 4%, you're fucking bonkers. So that's the thing, is taking your profits. You need to take your profits, especially if you're happy with them. Like, some people are like, Hunter, I want to trade and I'm cool with like making a couple $100 extra bucks, you know, because at my job, like $100 worth of pay is like fucking, I mean, whatever, you know, if you make $10 an hour, fucking 10 hours worth of work. Or if you make $20 an hour, that's 5 hours worth of work, you know. So when you start looking at stuff from that type of perspective, it's easier to take the money, because until you take that money, it's not real. It's not real, and there's a chance you could lose it. This trade could literally reverse, and we were right for now, but let's say in the long run, through the next 2 days maybe, completely reverses, takes you out, and then you lost the money that you could have potentially had in your account to grow, give you a cushion for any trades that maybe you mess up on later down the road, and then you're going to beat yourself up about it. So it's a lot of mental stuff that goes into it. You just have to, if you're going to hold your trades, that's perfectly fine. Just be ready to accept it if it reverses and you lose, and don't beat yourself up about it. Just go on to the next trade. Now, if you watched the video on Friday, I believe the last video was Friday, you would see that we were down 2% because of the trade that we took on Friday, because we were being stubborn and stupid. But we now just made 4%, so as of December, we are now up 2%, and yeah, we're starting off the month up 2% now. So we were down 2, we made 4, so now we're up 2. So that's how quickly stuff can change. Don't ever sweat drawdowns, especially if your strategy, you know what you're doing and it's working. So a lot of the stuff, as you'll see in the earlier clips, went against the data, but there was a reason that we went against the data. It was fundamentals, and like I showed in the other video, a pattern that we noticed that was reoccurring. So if you made it this far, then you definitely have seen the pattern that I'm talking about. It's not always there, but it was pretty consistent with the trend that's been happening. And that's something that you need to pay attention to. Like, whenever news comes out and fundamentals come out, you need to pay attention to how the market is reacting to that data. Because if it's reacting a certain way to a data, these news events come out, there's news events every fucking week, and a lot of these news events happen like monthly or every quarter, or you know, every 2 weeks or whatever it is. These news events keep reoccurring. So if you notice the patterns, how the markets react to the data, whether it was over or under the forecast or at the forecasted prediction, you need to learn these things, learn how to trade them, and learn how to analyze and bake that into your charts. Because if you don't do that, then these news events are going to fuck you, and you're just not going to know what you're doing. You're going to see the market move, you're not going to understand why, and you're just going to be a gambler. So learn trading, learn the fundamentals, have data to back up your stuff. Doesn't mean the data is always going to be perfect. Indicators always lag, but it can give you a good indication of what's going on. And the data is still supporting these pairs to go higher. But if we know that there's this pattern that's been happening repeatedly. Why would you not trade in the direction of that pattern, and then long term, when you see the opportunity to buy again, then you go back in line with the trend? See what I'm saying? Because nothing goes up forever, even if it's in a bullish trend. Nothing goes down forever, even if it's in a bearish trend. So you gotta learn these things, and you really have to pay attention. And that's what putting in the hours will do. That's what, actually perfecting the craft will do. When you put in the time, when you put in the hours, when you really love this shit, when you really have a passion for it, when you really want to, quit your job, or you want to have a side hustle, some extra income coming in, and you really put your all into it, and you really give a fuck, you'll start to make changes, you'll start to make progress, and you'll take your losses, sure, but eventually over time, like, you're gonna be a fucking beast. So you need to be an all-around trader. Don't just pay attention to the technicals, don't just look at the data, don't just be fundamentals. It's a whole puzzle, and you need all the pieces to be successful. Another piece is you need your psychology to be in check. Another piece is you need to be journaling and reflecting. That's part of the reason I even do these videos, is because I go back and I watch my own stuff, and I see where I made mistakes and where I went wrong, just like with the Euro CAD trade last week. And I can say, oh, I was paying too much attention to the data. I didn't pay attention to what was happening with OPEC. And then it got me jammed up. These are the things that you need to be doing. Reflection is important. You need to know your tendencies. You need to know what type of trader you are. And once you find that rhythm, you're going to have a lot of momentum. There'll be ebbs and flows where some months you're going to be on fire, other months it's going to be like, really break even, really stale, and other months you're going to lose. But every month you're going to learn something new, and it's just going to make you better and better. You're just going to keep refining, and you're going to get in this fucking flow of just, eventually it's going to get to the point where, like, your losses are just going to be so minimal, and people are going to be like, how is this guy so successful? It's because he put in the work. There's nothing other to do than put in the work. Every single day, every single week. Like, trading can be really easy, but it's a big mental game, and it's a big mental hurdle. Because, sometimes it can be really easy, and you're just making money like it's fucking insane, And you see people making thousands of dollars. Some people make tens of thousands of dollars. Some people make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Trading, there's definitely a limit, I will say, because I think some people think it's like fucking just unlimited. Nah, I don't really agree with that, because when you get to a certain level, it starts to get more and more difficult, unless you're gonna go into like a straight up like institutional level, like hedge fund level, or like bank trading type of level. For retail, I feel like there's definitely a cap, but you can get capped off at a point where you're making nice monthly income. But if that's what you want to do, then you really, really have to put in the work. There's no other substitute for it. You gotta show up every day. Even if you're not trading, you should show up every day, spend an hour or two, see what the market's doing, see how stuff's reacting, and you should be paying attention. At least an hour or two a day. Every week, at the beginning of the week, you should be doing an analysis. You should be, you should find the pairs that you think are going to be able to make you money, and you should be analyzing those and then preparing, to trade your plan. You have a plan for the week, you trade that plan, you don't deviate from it. Euro CAD, I had a plan. Euro JPY, I had a plan to trade last week. And even though it didn't go my way, I still made money. For one, I still was up for the week. We ended down for the month because the month had just started. It was minus 2%, but for November I was up 8.5%. So even though I was trading against what was happening that week, I still made money for that week, for one, because I took my profits. Two, I traded my plan. You need to come into the market and you need to have a plan, and when you have a plan, you need to stick to it, and you need to fucking trade it. Some people don't even come with a plan, first off, but secondly, some people make a plan and then they throw it out the window because, oh my god, I need to get in on this trade, I'm FOMOing, or, you know, they have the fear of missing out, or they took a trade, it went against them, and they're like, I need to get back in, so then they revenge trade, and then they just become a gambler, and everything that they planned for the week just goes straight out the window. So I didn't think this video was going to be that long because I just kind of wanted to cover these trades and updates, but I want to give, you know, something to y'all that maybe you can take with you that will help you fucking, you know, get your trading, whether it's a career or your side hustle or it's just something that you enjoy, get your shit in order and get it in line. Because like I said, most people don't even come to the market with a plan. They don't come with a strategy. They're shooting from the hip. They don't know what they're doing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And again, if you made it here, you definitely watched the first part of the video. If this is, I'm gonna have clips, so if you haven't watched it and you're watching a clip, then go watch the full video. You'll see my analysis, you'll see what I was thinking and how it played out in real time. It hasn't even fully played out yet, but like I said, if I'm up 4%, I'm just gonna take that. It's literally Monday at 7 a.m. and we're already up 4%. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you found some type of value in this. I hope that you start to create and formulate a strategy, you know, really be an all-around trader, know your fundamentals, know there's manipulation, know that there's cycles in the market, know your whatever your technical aspects are, have some data to back up your decisions so you're not just, you know, completely blind. Data can help you so much. And, you know, have your psychology in check and journal and reflect after everything, your wins, your losses. This is my journal, you know. I like writing stuff down, but I also like talking and going back and watching my old stuff. So anyway, guys, thank you. There will be another video on Monday, or not Monday, sorry, that's today. On Wednesday, there will be another video, so stay tuned, guys, and thank you for watching. Peace.